How can creators like us, who are new to building online businesses, who have high value skill sets, how do we scale our monthly recurring revenue, or MRR, to get us the freedom we desire? That is the question, and this newsletter will give you the answers. Be sure to subscribe if these are the types of answers you seek. My name is Boise Gordon, and welcome to episode 12 of Boise Talks Business. Episode 12. It's time we got honest about work-life balance. A conversation about unlocking the full potential of our actions. And welcome to episode 12. It's a little late. It's about 11:30 here. I'm trying to finish this up and get it posted and out before 12 just to keep the streak going. In the last episode, we talked extensively about social media funnels. I shared the details of my own funnel, along with some suggestions for strategies on starting a new one. Definitely recommend check it out. Just to give you a quick rundown, the strategy that I would go to if I were starting over would be the 1-1-1 strategy. That is one channel for like social media or like amplification of voice, one channel for email list nurturing, and then one channel for client acquisition, so like your meetings and stuff. So I personally use X for my amplification. I use Substack for my email list nurturing, and I use a combination of cell phone calls and like Google Meet for client meetings or client acquisition meetings or whatever. So that just keeps the funnel simple and allows you to focus and hone down on conversions at only two parts of the funnel. I personally have a little bit more complex one. If you want to see it, definitely check out the newsletter on boisetalksbusiness.com. That is www. You have to type that in first, boisetalksbusiness.com. If you don't know, just send you to like a 404 page or something. Okay, so today I am starting a little late. Like I said, when I started writing this, it was 10:19, and now it is 11:38. So we're gonna jump right in here. For me, I planned on completing this before 11, but got a little caught up with some other stuff, which I'll mention a little later. So this is a reflection, this reflection of like me starting early has enlightened me to a perspective that others might see me as crazy or overly dedicated. So in this episode, I wanted to discuss a dirty word, work-life balance. Ew. So this is my take on it, my radical philosophy. So let's dig in. Work-life balance is a dangerous myth. Every so often, I hear people talk about this work-life balance phenomenon, and I never entertain the conversations because I know the truth. I just laugh and shake my head. Could I be doing the world a disservice by not challenging the belief? Sure. But the truth is, I don't really care all that much about changing societal opinion. I'm not here to save everybody. I'm here to save people who want to be saved. So if you're tuning into this podcast, I'm here to help you change your opinion if you have one. And, obviously this is a conversation, so I'm not just one-sided. I do see kind of that what people are trying to go for when they say work-life balance. But in terms of like the general concept, I don't really see a point in it. But we'll get into that a little bit later. So, and as I was writing this, I did get distracted like multiple times. So you'll see me kind of go off the rails. I'll try to keep it focused in the actual talking portion of the podcast, but sometimes I'll go on a little tangent. Sorry. So when most people get home from work, they want to take time to relax, enjoy a glass of wine, and forget about work. Yes, forget about work. Why would I want to do that when I love what I do? Right? Like, isn't that messed up? Like if I was running a business, right? And, maybe it was a coffee shop or something. Then I get home and I get so drunk or like get so like zooted into the TV that I just don't remember work. Or like someone asks me like, oh, how was work? And I just instantly just feel like pain. Like that would suck. Like, and I think work-life balance is a distraction from the real truth. Like if you feel like you have to forget your work, you have to wind down, you have to relax, like, isn't that like a sign of something else? Just my opinion. But anyway, plus, if 95% of people, yes, that is my default societal number, are taking a break from work the minute they get home, that means I can take advantage of that. I simply have to accomplish my daily objectives, and I'll automatically beat out most people. Combine that with my daily desire to improve, and boom, winner, winner, chicken dinner. right? Like, it's funny, like, even though society keeps evolving and life gets harder, um, success is always about attrition. Like, how long can you outlast everyone else? It has nothing to do with like being a perfect businessman or whatever. Like, sure, you're gonna have to learn stuff. You're gonna have to understand various philosophies, and but that's gonna come with time. That's gonna come with repetition. That's gonna come with like constant work every day for a long time. You know what I mean? So it's just funny that the recipe for achievement is just repetition, yet most people don't do it. And I believe it has a lot to do with work life balance. People want to separate their work from their life, but there shouldn't be a separation. Like, here's a breakdown of what I assume like most people's average days are like, for most single working citizens. 8 hours of sleep. You have 16 hours left in the day. If you're not getting 8 hours of sleep, probably should check and see if you have a gene that can let you sleep for less, because without 8 hours, you will regret your life. 9 hours of work. Now I'm including like an hour lunch in there. This is like most American jobs, 9 to 5. Is that 8 or 9? No, that's 8. Most people it's like 8 to 5, and then they have an hour lunch, like 12 to 1. But anyway, so 7 hours left after lunch and your work. All right, then a 1 hour commute, so 30 minutes to work, 30 minutes back. 6 hours left in the day, and then 1 hour for dinner. I'm assuming like a single person's probably not cooking for a family, obviously, so you don't have to spend that much time working on dinner. You prepare it and eat it in an hour. So 5 hours left. It means after all of that, you have 5 hours free to do whatever you want. What do most people do with that time? Seriously, like, what do most people do with that time? What do you do with that time? I know what I do with that time. I don't really have that time, to be honest. I probably have like 2 hours free every day. Today's an exception. I spent most of the day relaxing. I posted a tweet about what I did today, but I'll just go into it a little bit. I woke up, did nothing, went to play tennis with my fiance, did that for like 3 hours ish. And then we took a shower, went to eat at a hot pot restaurant, all you can eat. And that was really great. And then we got home. I watched basketball for a little bit. Watched some tennis for a little bit. Miami tours are happening right now. And yeah, here we are. I started working on this. So like, I haven't really done anything that much today. I mean, throughout the day, spending like my extra time. I've been engaging on Twitter, like doing all that little stuff so that I don't have to do as much work at the end of the day. But I haven't done a big chunk of my work, right? Now, let's consider this. Like, what do most people do with their time? Cool. Let's consider this. The average time spent on the phone worldwide is 4 hours a day. Americans, I feel bad for you. Well, us. Not me. I don't spend this amount of time. It's 6 hours plus for Americans. 6 hours a day on the phone. I'm sure that is a big chunk of what people do with that 5 hours a day that they have free. 5 hours is enough time to have a whole nother business. Like, you could run a whole other business with 5 hours a day. And everybody's like, oh, work-life balance. Like, I'm so tired when I get back from work. Well, don't blame life for that. You chose the job. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to like separate the two. Like, life and work are two different things. You're living when you're at work. It's not like you die at, well, some of you die at work, I'm sure. But it's not like you're dying at work. Like, you're not coming back from the dead the minute you get off of work. Like, anyway, let me not get distracted. Work is a large sum of the day. Where's the balance in that? It's already unbalanced. If you want to separate the two, work is already taking a majority of the day. Where's the balance in that? You're literally going to sit there and say, I don't want to do anything hard because you worked for 9 hours out of the day. 5 days a week, you want to use your entire weekend to relax and chill with no plans that will actually progress you in the future. You don't want to learn anything new. Sorry. This wasn't meant to be like a belittling rant or whatever, but sometimes I get like that. I apologize. Kinda. So what can we do to balance it? Cut back on work? No. Normally that's not even an option. And for entrepreneurs and self-employed people, that means bankruptcy. You can't cut back on work. So what's the truth then? Boys, you've been complaining about us You're not giving us the answers. I don't have the answers. But I'll tell you my truth. The truth is that needing separation of work and life means that you're probably misaligned. Life gets harder each year. And this isn't your fault, right? Life gets harder each year. It gets harder to be a human every year that the earth revolves around the sun. That is just the way life's algorithm works. Over time, we have become specialized as a society. Back, hundreds of years ago, there was only a certain amount of jobs that people could have because there weren't that many things that people needed to do. Like power wasn't a thing. Technology wasn't a thing. Quote unquote, right? Dark ages happened. Anyway, technology wasn't a thing. So to say that you needed people to be engineers for like electricity, that didn't exist. Coding didn't exist. AI didn't exist. Phone sales didn't exist. Right? Like there's so many jobs that just weren't there. And so that means that now that we have so many different variations in paths that we can choose, it's easy to fall into the wrong path. All you got to do is take one wrong turn and you're automatically in a misaligned position. You could be kind of in the same area. Like for instance, like some people like get into science and they hate science, or sorry, hate the science that they're doing. It could be a different type of science. They could just like problems and solving them. They could just like the scientific method. They could just like doing research. But because they chose that specific field, they went to school for that specific field, they feel like they have to do that all the time. Right? So people often bring up the fact that burnout didn't exist in the past. Well, they do leave out that the abundance of choice was significantly smaller. There weren't that many choices. The options were limited, so the path was simpler. And it was like, you do this or do that, do this or do that. There were 2 choices for almost every decision you made. Now there's like 80. But again, let me not get distracted. The point is that passion and fulfillment are the only ways to sustain. That is the only way to keep an endless battery pack on you. That is the only way to wake up early and do the hard stuff, or stay up late and do the hard stuff. It's because if you're passionate and fulfilled by the hard stuff, it's not really hard. It's just time consuming and you're willing to sacrifice your free time to do it. Right? So if you need a daily separation from daily work, then you probably need a permanent separation from the work you do. I was a victim of this for years. I'm not just talking from a high horse. Like I am one of those people who was working at a company they didn't enjoy for a long time. And then I started a company and I didn't enjoy for a long time. I was running a company by day, getting drunk and 420 high by night. It was a dark turn. This is taking a dark turn. I'll try to lighten it up, but it is a dark part of my journey. It was rough for me. And I was avoiding the truth. That was the whole reason I was trying to forget. I was trying to relax. I was trying to like take my mind off of work. And I was ignoring the actual problem. I knew I didn't like what I was doing, but I felt trapped to continue to do it. Some people feel trapped by their degrees. They feel trapped by their years of experience. They feel trapped by their geographic location. They feel trapped by their family's expectations. I built my company from the ground up. I had employees. I had customers. I had a reputation. I couldn't see a way out. Like if I had quit, I'd be letting all of those people down, those relationships that I built down. The walls of the castle that I had created would come crumbling the minute that I said, I'm not doing this anymore. So I couldn't see a way out. And I couldn't see a way out until my battery ran out. And the walls began closing in. Then a way out was all I could see. Literally, like the minute that we hit a rock, I was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. Like it was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. And like when you're running a business, there's always 2 choices: quit or continue. Don't let anybody tell you that there's more than that. Like no matter what you do as a business, there's a problem and there's a solution. Either you're the business solving the problem and you're the one that's in charge of the solution, or you're a business with a problem and you have to find the solution. And no matter what, there's always a way out. You run out of money, well, you can get a loan. Can't get a loan because you have bad credit, there is bankruptcy, and you can continue being a business. right? So there's always a way out. The question is, are you willing to put in the work to get out of the situation? And I was not. I promise you. So I quit. Right? I lost my passion and been running on E for a long time. That's when I decided to rush after my passion and my purpose, helping people build their businesses, helping them avoid all of the mistakes I made, telling people about my story so that they can be more awake than I was when I was running my company. Right? Like I don't want anybody to experience that need for work-life balance, because your work is part of your life. It is a large chunk of your life. And for some people's cases, especially entrepreneurs, you're working 12-hour days. It's more valuable to you than sleep. Like, it's 8 hours of sleep, 12 hours of work, 4 hours of whatever. Right? You still got to eat, you still got to work out, still got to, like, and that's what I was saying. I don't have that much time to give. Like, I dedicate a lot of my time to my business, which I've always done. Right? It's just now I don't feel like I'm being drained from doing it. I couldn't imagine it getting this late in the day at my other company and me actually putting in the work required to put out a podcast like this, or a newsletter, or write tweets, or interact with people, or make sales calls. I guess in the terminology, it'd be making sales calls, or sending the emails, or fulfilling orders, doing the bookkeeping, running payroll, like all the different aspects of my business that I needed to do. I couldn't imagine it being this late and me doing it. I'd be like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow morning, because I didn't want to do it at all, like ever. Even tomorrow morning, I wouldn't want to do it. Right now, we're here full circle. I love what I do, and I will go as hard as I can for as long as possible to do it. Right? It's the only reason I can teach my fiance copywriting in the middle of making an episode. Yes, that's why it took so long. I was teaching her how to write copy, bro. Like, she wants to, I'm not gonna announce that yet, but she wants to do some stuff, pretty much. And I'm like, okay, here's what you got to do. I'm giving her the plan, and she's kind of like a guinea pig for me. So I said, hey, like, here are some ways you can write, hooks for X. Like, this is how you do it. I gave her like her ICP. Like, we went through the whole process that I've been guiding you guys with, and I've been experimenting, with a lot of my content with her, to see if it's actually helpful. And then I put it out for you guys, and then obviously you let me know as well. Right? So that's the only way I can have the energy after spending an hour or so with her on her copywriting is, to have a passion for what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I loved helping her, not just because she's my fiance, but I love the type of work that she was asking for help on. And I love doing this podcast because it's me sharing a perspective that many people may not know, or maybe many people agree with it and just want some reassurance. Whatever. Or maybe people don't agree with it and they can have a conversation with me. I don't care. So anyway, that is all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for reading. Whichever one you chose. Update. I am meeting a few people this week, or this upcoming week, on the possibility of working together, just trying to see if we're a good fit for each other. So, like I said, just a reminder, there's one slot that's left this month and next for anyone looking to scale their online business. So, get in while you can. Not sure how long. Like I said, I have a couple of meetings this week. If they go good, then if both tomorrow go good, cool. I have like one Wednesday, I think one Thursday. I don't know. I have to check my calendar. But if all of them go good, then I might just take on the work. But I don't know that I'll have the time, to be honest. So get in while you can. If you're interested in at least meeting with me, seeing what I can do for you, I try to provide value on my actual coaching calls, or mini coaching calls, or strategy sessions, whatever you want to call them. Just send me an email, hello@boisegordon.com, and I'll show you how I can help you scale, or at least get started. And then for readers, if you're reading this, if you're interested, reply scale, and we'll hop on a free strategy call, see if we're a good fit. Awesome. Y'all have been lovely. Thank you for listening. Good night, guys.